Hey, greetings everyone. Welcome to another session of SAP training. As usual, it's your SAP consultant, Kelechi, and I hope you are staying safe and having a nice day. Wow. Today we're going to be seeing another very important topic in the FI space in SAP. S4 HANA actually. So this is the SAP S4 HANA FI. We're going to be looking at the creating a bank master data. And we're going to see how we can do this using the S4 HANA GUI, which is the easy access, and also with the Fiori app. Of course, this is a new functionality. In ECC, you could actually create a bank master data using the easy access screen from start to finish. However, in S4 HANA, you will not be able to complete a bank master data just at the easy access as at the GUI. At the point of creating your house bank and other, of course, assigning your GL to the house bank, SAP will require you to actually connect to the S4 HANA, the Fiori app. Sorry about that. Connect to the Fiori app. So we're going to see how we can create a bank master data in this session. But before we go into that, we need to understand some terminologies in the bank master data. First of them is the house bank. Now, SAP defines a house bank as the bank your company has account with. So let's say, for example, you're in UK or you're in Nigeria, and so basically the account your bank uses, your company uses to do its transaction or perform its transaction is actually your house bank. And house banks are used for outgoing and incoming payment processes involving the vendors and customer payments. So of course, used for your day-to-day transactions. Now they're also used in bank transfers, of course, in connection with your automatic bank payment, F110. Bank statement processing. At the end of the month, you need to do bank reconciliations and other cash management processes. Now, what does bank key mean in SAP? So we have talked about the house bank, which represents your actual bank. Now, of course, one of the very important concepts you need to also understand is the concept of the bank keys. The bank key is a bank identifier used to identify the bank in a specific country. So for each country, you have a specific bank key. The country-specific definition of the bank key can be specified when country key, of course, when country key is defined. For example, the bank number used to identify the bank in some countries, and the account number is used to identify some bank in certain countries. So depending on your country, you would actually have what your bank key is. All right. So let's see the next term we need to actually be aware of to enable us to understand this concept it's much more better. Next, we will look at is the SWIFT codes. Now, also known as BIC codes. Now, this ensures safe and speedy international payments through the SWIFT system. When making an overseas transaction, a SWIFT code is used to verify the identity of the banks or financial institutions. Very, very important for international transactions. This safety measure helps ensure that funds are sent to the correct account. So also is a functionality in SAP, the bank master data, where you have to also provide the SWIFT codes for a particular bank account to create. The next is the bank key. So bank key is a bank identifier used to identify the bank in a specific country. We actually talked about that. So the country-specific definition of bank key can be identified when a country key is defined. So when creating, you have the opportunity of defining your country key. For example, the bank number used to identify a bank in some countries, while in other countries we've actually talked about that at the banking session. So this is just to stress on these definitions. And now let's go into the system to actually learn how to create a bank master data. All right, so I'm going to actually go to my system now. So first, you should have logged on into your SAP. And for those who do not have preview of the transaction codes, so we have the option of, the first step is to go to your easy access. Okay, you can go through accounting, go to financial accounting, locate your banks. And of course, we're looking at the master data, and we have the option of bank records, bank master records. We also have the functionality of house banks. We have these two functionality, and I'm going to actually explain. Okay, so so you have two options actually. You have the option of using the FI01 to create a master record, master data for your bank, or you have another option of creating a house bank and a bank account at the same time. This helps to save time, and of course, you can carry out two functions at the same time, even at the Fiori side. Okay, with this, you still have to go to manage. If you use F101, when you go to the Fiori app, you still need to use the manage bank to do the house bank. Actually, but from here, you can actually use this transaction code to do both at the GUI easy access screen. Then when we go to Fiori, we can now do the account linking, the GL linking to the house bank. So the first thing you do to create a bank master data in SAP S4 HANA, double click on this transaction code FI12_H bank, which is called manage house banks. So double click on that. Now specify your company code, right? So depending on the company code is the company you're actually working on. My company code is 1110. So I say okay. Okay, so the next thing, I already have banks created, so I'm just going to go to, I can copy the same settings from any of these banks by clicking here, clicking the copy sign, or I can create a new one by just saying new entries. So I click on new entries. Here I'm supposed to provide the house bank. I've told you previous few minutes what the house bank is. So let's say I'm creating a bank called Access Bank. So let's say ACC S1. Okay, so ACCES is my house bank. For the country, I'm in Nigeria at the moment, so I'm going to use Nigeria. The bank key is actually your bank account. However, in some countries, the bank key is different from the bank account. So you need to discuss with the business to know how you can manage this functionality. Basically, your bank key can also be your bank account, depending on your configuration. So for me to explain this better, if you have access to your configuration screen, which is SPRO, so I'm just going to go to SPRO, SAP reference ING. We want to see if this functionality is active. Go to SAP NetWeaver. Okay, go to general settings, go to set countries, and go to set country specific checks. So you look for the country, let's say looking for country Nigeria. Double click on that to see the settings. So you can see that the settings here for the bank key. So you can see bank key is not equal to bank account. Bank key will be assigned externally. So what this means is that your bank key will be different from your bank account number. So if we selected the option of bank key 1, it means the bank key will be equal to the bank account number, will be the same as the bank account number. So this is a functionality that the consultant will need to check. Of course, our consultant should be aware of this. So the functionality here is external. So we have to provide the bank account number ourselves. So you have the functionality of bank account number to, I'll be giving you a length. It's open, that means we can use any, but for the maximum value length is 15. And of course, this rule here says that's the maximum we can do. So this is a functionality that controls your bank master data. So it's important that you have that idea, or you're aware of that. I just want to go back. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my screen. Sorry, I don't like having a lot of screens. So this is my bank key. So I'm going to click on create. Remember, we're trying to create the house bank and the bank account. So we have actually entered the company code, specified the house bank, provided the bank country, and we have actually specified the bank key. So we're going to go, the bank name is Access Bank. Example, region is Lagos. Lagos is one of the very beautiful city in Nigeria. You can want to visit there if you're coming to Africa. The street, we can say Aja, the city Lagos. Okay, so we now have the option of the bank account number. So I would like this to be different from the bank key. Like I said, depending on what the function, what the business is. So my bank key for my bank account, for example, is 350. So now you have the option of adding further addresses if that is a requirement, or you just say okay. So I'm saying okay, which is fine. So I have my bank key, and of course, if you go to change here, you're going to see the bank account number. So when you're done, you have things you can provide: the phone number, provide the contact person. If you click on the address drop down, it's going to populate what we just did. Okay, so you can see the essence of these fields. EDI is for electronic data interface. Most likely would happen during your interface with your actual bank, physical bank, for exchange of data. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to click on save. So data was saved, and I'm going to just go to exit. So I've successfully managed my house bank. Why not? You can, if you want to display this, you can go to the transaction code, display house bank. So you can select that. This is my bank. So just double click on it. You can see the information you want to see. Okay, so the next step would be to manage house bank. And first we did was to manage house bank. The next step is to manage house bank and house bank accounts. So basically, this is the integration between the house bank or your bank and your GL. So I'm going to double click on that. So to take me to my display company codes, so I'm going to select my company code. I'm going to first of all double click on house banks. So you can see that my house banks are available. However, if I select this house bank and look for the bank account, which is tied to GL, you're going to have this information at the SAP S4 HANA system. This means that you will not be able to access this transaction here. This is on read-only, and the next option is to click on this create bank account. When you click on this create bank account, depending on the configuration of your system, that's very important. For me, it's not linked, so I'm going to actually go through another route. But when you click on this, it's actually supposed to take you directly to the Fiori app where you would actually maintain the house bank and tie it to the GL. However, if this functionality is not okay for my own system, all I need to do is to just go to the Fiori app. So you can log in, provide your username and your password. This opens up here. So the next thing you do is to search for the tab called Manage Bank Accounts. You can also use the Manage Bank tile if you want to create the house bank. But since I'm already done with that, I can use the Manage Bank Account. So this actually searching through all the tiles to locate this particular request. So depending on the speed of your system. All right. All right. So when you click on the Manage Bank, you're going to see Manage Bank Accounts. So you click on that. System is going to search for that tile and from where you can actually carry out your transactions. Okay. So when you're done with searching, this screen is displayed. So what do? You go to the option, to the tab here called Create. Remember, we're trying to create a house bank, and we've actually created a house bank, but the purpose of this is to link a house bank to the GL. So click on Create. Minutes, depending on the speed of your system. Should not take time. Okay, when you click on Create, you first of all enter your house bank account. Okay, so you can go to and search for that. You get my screen. Remember, we're actually searching for this. It's my Access Bank. So my house bank, let's check this. Okay, so my house bank account is basically the same code. So second. It's going to be the same as my house bank. So automatically it has picked up the company code. So okay, I think in this bank statement. We're supposed to be this manage house bank here. Click on create. Sorry about that. So this is okay. So we have this coming up gradually. So our bank description is Access Bank. Bank country is NG in case you're using US. Bank currency is NGN. Bank account number. So why not? You can always keep this other screen closed. Go to change. I will say the bank account. Copy this. In case you have it written down, you can use that. Go back to your app. Paste that there. Bank key. So refer to that. To bank key, you copy it. Just click and drag. Paste that there. You see it with this. So it's selected already. Come to the next tab, General Data. Here you have to assign your company code. So select that. Here you select the account type, most likely current account. Scroll down, or just go to bank relationship. You can use these tabs. Go to nothing in bank relationship, not necessary. You can actually put a contact person, right? So go to house bank connectivity, click on create. This is a very important tab as the tab actually links us to the GL. So we have this, your house bank is the same as your house bank account. Go to house bank account data. Here you're supposed to select the main bank account for this access bank. So you can search by GL company code, write the company code, click on go. So you can scroll down and look for main house bank. So we can select this. So that now at the house bank account data, this is actually where you assign the GL to the house bank. So you can remember this is the house bank and this is the GL. Basically, this is used for bank reconciliation purposes, for automatic payments, and of course, for every of your bank transactions. The main bank GL will track and it's actually assigned to your house bank. Okay, so that's very important to take note of. So you do this in your bank house data, bank detail for returned BOE payable. This has to do with actually looking at payable transactions that flow through your bank. We're not actually going to do that, it's not necessary. So the main thing is your connectivity path, where you assign your house bank to your house bank account, and the bank house bank account data, where you assign your GL. If you're done, you click on apply, depending on what the configuration is. When you click on apply, you will actually go through the information again. As you scroll down, it moves from one tab to the other. So everything is fine. We click on save as active. When you're done, you also check. Why not click on activate? When you activate this bank account is active for your use. Click on activate. Wow, so you have this information that the house bank, the bank account access bank was activated. So this is actually how you can create your house bank master data. However, let's go back to easy access and see the changes. So those days, remember we could not actually access the bank accounts because they were not yet created. So for now, click on bank accounts. It's nothing here, right? So we need to go out of this screen, come back again, go out. So we launch this manage house bank and house bank accounts. Select your company code, go to the house bank. So you're going to see all the information. Select the house bank you created and go to bank. Okay, so this is still trying to come up. So once I say okay, you can see the information of the bank account. You can see the bank key, the bank data, the house bank data, the GL account that was assigned to. You can see the address of the bank and every other information. You can see the bank account number. Of course, if you click on maintain bank account, remember this is a tile in the Fiori app. It's also want to take you to the Fiori app. Go back. So, well, that is actually how to create your house bank. Okay, just a minute. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. We've been able to learn some basic concepts of how to create a house bank. We started from maintaining the house bank and the house, maintaining the house bank where we provided bank key, provided the country code, provided the bank account number. Proceeded to Fury where we actually searched for a tile called manage bank accounts, tried to provided the created the house bank and the house bank key. also try to link the house bank to the GL, which is the main bank account here. So thank you very much for your time. Why not you can follow me on, visit our YouTube channel for this video and for other videos we have actually made on different SAP topics. Or you can reach me on WhatsApp on the phone number. Why not send me an email if you want inquiries about training, support? You can reach me, share. Please, I need to appeal to you. The essence of this is to share knowledge. So kindly share with your friends and share on other social media platforms so that everybody can actually learn. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for, please look out for other videos that will be coming up very soon. We will be looking at other concepts like creating, setting up your VAT, setting up your withholding taxes, and those configurations very soon. Do have a lovely day and stay safe. Thank you.